They let Chewbacca, the stormtrooper and Boba Fett, go to the movie, and they took the guy to the hospital. Moral of the story, if you spoil the ending of the movie, Chewbacca will kick your ass. All right? So don't do it. All right, don't chase people, okay? But what happens is when we start calling people, we start chasing them. And when you chase someone, what is the tendency when you chase someone? They run the opposite direction, don't they? So you want to keep your posture up and don't chase. I'm going to show you a couple of techniques of how not to do that. All right, so let's talk about this. Okay, so here's the system, and Mr. Andres Mendoza talked about it a little bit, but here's a few systems. Peak, invite, three-way confirmation. Peak, invite, three-way confirmation. Hey, by the way, I'm going to post these slides in the Team Fusion website, on Team Fusion's Facebook, for you. Because I want people here for you guys to do this. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, because I want you guys to pay attention to it instead of just writing things down, unless like an aha idea comes around. All right, so the second one is peak, edify, pass, three-way call. Then we have peak, webinar, edify, three-way call. All these systems, I used them all, and they all work successfully. But we're going to focus on these two right now, on the peak, invite, three-way confirmation, and peak, edify, pass, three-way call. Okay, let's dig into this. When you're inviting, this is a three-way call script that I've been using for the last 2 years very successfully. Versus just calling people and explaining, because you got to always realize what your objective is. Is your objective explaining 9 levels of generational payout? Is your objective to explain what the packages have and the prices of the packages? Absolutely not. Your objective is to get someone to look at a webinar, to come to a PBR and look at the presentation. That's what your objective is. So let's read this. Let's say I'm calling John. Say, hey, hi John, you have a quick minute? John says, yeah, sure, what's up? Man, I'm so excited. And I want to tell you, let me rewind here. All right, guys. I know a lot of us like to text. I love to text. I use text messages, but there's something magical about a phone call, especially now more than ever. Because back in the days, nobody wanted to answer the phone call because it was like it was taboo almost to talk about business over the phone. Now the whole culture has changed completely. Now everybody's texting, so when you call someone, they're like, oh man, they're calling me. This is serious. Does that make sense? So automatically, so calling people is key. So this is a calling script. So let's say I'm calling, hi John, do you have a quick minute? He says, yeah, sure, what's up? Hey man, I'm so excited. What are you doing tomorrow at 7 o'clock? What are you doing Monday at 7 o'clock? If he tells me nothing, I say, great. If he tells me, oh, I got football, I'm gonna go to a bar. Can you cancel that? He's like, man, what are you talking about? What's up? And I said, man, I recently met some very successful people. They're expanding a huge nutraceutical company here in town. They asked me if I know anyone that, you see how it says good characteristics, is because you want to find out something good of that person. So if I'm inviting my friend, I know he has leadership quality, he has a positive mindset, I would say, man, they were asking me if I know anybody that has a positive mindset like you, that has leadership quality, and I thought about you and I thought about me. If you can add an additional $2,000 to $4,000 without jeopardizing what you're currently doing, would that be something that will help you out? I've asked that question thousands of times. I've never, not even once, somebody told me no, that wouldn't help me out. Everybody says, yes, that will help you out. Great. Be at my house at this town. I will send you some information soon. It's that simple. Now, did I go into explaining the compensation plan here? No. What am I doing? I'm just piquing his interest. If he has any other questions, I would say, hey, I'm going to send you some information soon, and I can have him download the application after that. But this is the confirmation. Okay, here's what's happening. When you invite like this, you got to realize that not everybody is going to come in. You got to realize that, right? Here's how you fix that. This is a peak invite three-way confirmation. Many times, how many of you guys are doing PBRs right now? By show of hands. How many of you are brand new and still have not done a PBR? By show of hands. Raise your hand really high. Wow, that's a lot of people. Fantastic. So after I invited someone, let's say I sit down with John, or I sit down with Mary, and I do 20, 40 calls with her with this script. Now, this could also be where they could pass me the phone. I could be with them. I say, hey, great, be at my house. Great, I'm going to introduce you to Mr. David Nieves. I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Alex Lee. I'm going to introduce you to Miss Amy Seaver. Let me hold on the phone so he can tell you more about it. So you can change it here. But if you're inviting yourself just to your house, and they say yes, now they gave you confirmations. What happens is this. This is a three-way confirmation. So peak, invite, three-way call. So now, let's say I have 40 people that told me, yes, I'm going to show up. I'll be there. Now we have to confirm it. Now some people fight us on this, by the way. They're afraid. I say, I don't want to call confirm just in case. I'm going to call my own people. That's what they say. They're going to come because it's me. That's where they're going to come. I mean, you guys had a rude awakening with that. Isn't that true? You start, but this little script right here helps out. So when I'm telling people after, let's say after I finish this right here, and now I can call or text John and say, hey John, I'm going to call you Sunday at 7 o'clock, PBR and Monday. 7 o'clock to introduce you to Mrs. Kenley Mrs. Mendoza. She's a multiple six-figure earner and is leading the expansion of this company. She is just so super kind. I always say that because some people get strange about talking to a stranger. Man, it's just gonna close me. It's gonna be a hard sell. No, I say, man, this person is so kind, very relatable. You're just gonna love this person. I can't wait for you to talk to him. I'll call you tomorrow at 7 so you can meet him. This simple little thing right here. Now, when we call. When I'm calling the confirmation, the three-way calls, to confirm the people, the PBR, it's a very simple call. In fact, I'll give it to you right now. I just say, let's say I'm calling Angie. I say, hey, Angie, how you doing? This is David. John tells me some great things about you. You come highly recommended. Do you have John's address for the PBR, for the meeting that we're having? Yes, you do. Fantastic. I look forward to meet you. You come highly recommended. That's it. It's a 30-second conversation, not even. It took me 20 seconds to say that. That little call is going to increase your show-up ratio between 50 to 70% show-up ratio. If you don't do this call, it'll be from 0 to 40 to 30% show-up ratio. Even though people told you to do that. Now, this is so simple, guys, but check this out. Ratios is 50% flake-out ratio. Now, don't get surprised with this, by the way. I see some of your faces like, and don't be surprised. Have you ever flaked on anybody? Have you ever flaked on a wedding before? How about a dinner? Have you ever flaked on a dinner? Have you ever flaked on a friend that invited you to church? You flaked on church? You see? And so you flaked on someone that invited you to church, and now you're mad because somebody's flaking on you. Does that make sense? This is just how it works. Okay, so you don't try to change this. You just go roll with the punches, okay? So if you want 20 people in your PBR, I must have 40 confirmations. Does that make sense? Yeah. I have a philosophy. My philosophy is this. Over-plan or overwork, so even if things go wrong, I still win. That's right. That's my philosophy. I'm just gonna over-plan, overwork. So even if things go wrong, I still win. I think it's a pretty good idea. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's talk about edification. Edification is key. Okay, if you're a brand new person, you got to master two things. You got to master piquing someone's interest, and you got to master edification. That's it. Everything else is done for you. So edification is very simple. So edification, let's say I'm edifying Mr. James Bradford. I'm calling John. Hey, John, I want to introduce you to Mr. James Bradford. Hey, I want to introduce you to Mr. James Bradford. He's one of the top executives. He's incredible in Kiani. He's leading the expansion here in Dallas, Texas. He's a person who knows how to have a lot of fun, understand his business inside and out, and most importantly, he's a family guy who cares for people to win. It's just an honor to have him on the line. So let me go ahead and click him over so you guys can connect. This is a great edification script for you guys to use, and it covers all the personalities. You guys know what I mean, the personalities, right? Yeah. You know, you have sometimes they use birds or fish, kind of weird, but okay. You got the peacocks, they're very fun, they like to have fun and party. You have the eagles, they're very driven, results driven. You have the owls, they're very detail oriented. And then you have the doves, they just want to hug everybody. Yeah, they're interdependent. Yeah. So so this covers all four of the personalities. When I talk about executive expansion, he's an expert, knows how to have fun. Who am I talking to here? The peacock. Understands his business inside and out. Who am I talking about here? Owls. It's most important, he or she is a family guy. Who am I talking about here? Doves. And cares for his people and succeeding. So Okay, so the know this business inside and out is now we're talking about the ego. So this is a great edification script that we're to use. Okay, last minute cancellations. Do you think that there's going to be last minute cancellations in your PBR? Yes. Absolutely. So do you want to tell your people beforehand? Do you want to be proactive or reactive in this business? Proactive. So you got to let people know that cancellations are coming. And they have to handle it appropriately. They have to keep the posture. So if John calls me to cancel, I'm like, John, this is huge. You told Mrs. Mendoza you will be here. I don't want you to lose facing her eyes. John, I'm going to, now I will share my why. I'm going to retire for this. I'm going to retire my mother from this. And you need to look at it ASAP, just in case it's something you can take advantage of. Because I don't want you to come back to me a year from now and tell me, how come you didn't fight harder for me? Trust me, be here is that important. That's posture. Does that make sense? Okay, overcoming objections. We got to talk about objections too, don't we? Are they coming? Is the pyramid question coming, yes or no? Yes. So do we want to be proactive or reactive? Proactive. So we got to talk about these, okay? Let's talk about some objections that you're going to get, okay? The key to overcoming objections is to make them feel good about it. Okay? What happens is when people tell you, oh, this is a pyramid, we get defensive, don't we? Yeah. We get all defensive. You're a pyramid. I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. You were just mad. Right? So here's how you do it. Feel, felt, found. Everybody say feel. Felt, found. So here's how it works. Let's say somebody said, I want to think about it. I know how you feel. I feel the same way. I thought that I needed to think about it. But when I really thought about it, I was like, what do I really need to think about? Making more money or having more time? What exactly do I need to think about here? Does that make sense? Let me do some research. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is that Cayenne is in 65 different countries, and that's 65 different government bodies that have done the research for us. Nice. I'm not good in sales. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is that this is not sales, this is marketing. Sales, we go to them, marketing, they come to us. It's not for me. What's not for you? You haven't even looked at it. You can't tell me it's not for you when you haven't even looked at it. So I know how you feel, but you got to look at it first. All right. How much is it? I know how you feel. Hey, I asked how much was it before I even took a look at it. But the real question is not how much is it. The real question is how much money can I make? That's the question. Okay. MLM is saturated. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I thought that MLM, network marketing, was saturated. But what I found was that every single day people are turning 18. I also found that every single day 10,000 baby boomers are retiring daily, and they're always looking for extra income. Nice. Okay. I don't have any friends. Man, I feel sorry for you. I know how you feel. I feel the same way. That's why I joined this incredible team, and now I have hundreds of friends. I don't have time or too busy. I know how you feel, John. I felt the same way. But you told me last week that you're tired of working. You're working all week without seeing your children. You're tired of being broke. So now you're telling me that you're too busy being broke that you don't have time to get rich? That doesn't even make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. You're telling me you're too busy being broke that you don't have time to get rich with me. Come on. All right. Is this like Amway? I know how you feel. I feel the same way. I thought this was like Amway. But what I found is that this is nothing like Amway. We have 3 products. We have the best compensation plan where you can literally build one line and still get paid. We have an amazing done-for-you model and a team of people. This is nothing like Amway. Let me show you. Let me put you on the phone with Mr. Alex Lee so he can explain to you how exactly this is nothing like Amway. Nice. I don't have any money. I know how you feel. I feel the same way. I thought I didn't have any money when I saw this. But what I found is that if I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to keep having what I was having. So that's why I'm looking at this. Because I'm broke and I know you're broke. So we got to take a look at this together.